What's up everyone, I'm Ello, you're watching Ello Built, and it's the next day that we're working on the S2000. I'm gonna check the oil. Like I said in the last video, I think it's a little bit low on oil, probably enough just to hear that noise. I hope that's what it is. Let me find out right now. See there, it's a hair low. Just gonna add some right now. Talk about Conor McGregor's fight. 40 seconds in, knockout. I love both those fighters. Donald Cerrone is a real one. But McGregor came back strong. So the oil that I use is pretty thick, but the E85 does thin the oil out. I use Valvoline VR1 2050. It's been doing good so far. Alright, so I added a quart. And a little over. If it does end up being that the oil was low the whole time, I'll take it as a win and a loss. So, I hope now the noise goes away. If it doesn't, I'm gonna have to do a little tear down. I got the keys, start it right up. So the oil did not help. So, I mean, I do have the F22 sitting there, but that motor is not for this car. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna wash her up. Got all this dust, tree sap, bush, all types of gunk. So I'm gonna wash her up, And I'm just gonna send it. I'm gonna keep driving it till a rod gets flown out. It's already making this noise. My last thing that I will do is pull the valve cover off and just check the valve train, see if the rockers are good. I already adjusted the valves, so I know it's not that. Kind of bummed out. But it is what it is. The car's still drivable, still makes power. There's an event in March, I want to say. I'm just gonna leave the car like this until then. Not drive it, not touch it. But for right now, I mean, the car did good. Over a year of driving and some serious abuse. I'm not easy on my cars. And everything's stock. Stock block, stock trans, stock diff. You know, I just put valve train in it. And she did good. Wash her up, move it aside. I'm gonna pull in what I have going on now that I'm gonna put most of my attention to. A lot of you already know what it is, so let me wash this thing and move it out of the way and pull in the new car inside its new home. Let me wash the car in peace. There she is. She's looking clean and good again. I was able to remove a lot of that stuff out. So during my car wash, I was doing a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating, and digging deep. I'm gonna use the F22 motor on this car. This motor, when I take it out, I'll look it over, refresh anything that needs to be refreshed, because that motor will most likely be ending up in that right there. So let's swap these around, put the Type R inside the port, and get started on a very intense build, I want to say. It's hard to believe after all this time. Type R is back. I'm going to do a little walk around, and if you remember how the car looked from last time, I'll put a little box somewhere on the top, on the link in the description below. It was pretty bad when I got it from this other body shop, but Magic City Performance, they blew it out of the park. As you see here, I actually took care of that. Doors close fine. I took care of all this gunk that was on the quarter windows. He told me he had to redo the whole car pretty much. So the car's been resprayed. He redid all of this other shop's mistakes, and I mean, I didn't know about Magic City Performance at the time, and I don't think they were doing that much work, but they reached out to me after the whole thing with the other body shop, and they really came through. I ended up painting the carbon fiber hatch yellow as well. Painted all underneath, all the jams. The carbon hatch had a little damage right there, but he fixed that. He wasn't able to paint the inside. He didn't want to crawl in and out. He's kind of an older gentleman, so that's okay. The car is going to probably be caged anyway, so once I do the cage, then I'll respray or spray the inside. did such a good job. Look at this. Really took his time. Used quality gloss, quality paint. All the doors close properly. The jambs line up pretty decently. All the lines are lined. I'm ecstatic. So happy. It's been way too long. It's been, I want to say, over probably 3 years from the other body shop to this body shop, but they did this work in a matter of, I want to say, maybe 3-4 months, and the other place took 2.5 years, and you already saw that result that I got. But man, like, I don't have to say much. The devil's in the details. We painted the engine bay. Engine bay is all clean. Under the hood, masked all the labels. Did the hinges. Also, if you see here, he seam sealed all the exposed welds, because this had a Jap front originally, well, when I got the car. So I put back a US front, and the other place, they just slapped it on there, left all the welds exposed. It was starting to rust out. He cleaned all that up, seam sealed everything, so it's not exposed to the elements. Ryan Chin, Magic City Performance, thank you so much. So much. I can't say it enough. Throughout the time that you had the car there, you sent me pictures, you sent me videos, you know, there was a lot of communication back and forth, and you guys did such a bang up job. Now it's time to put my hands on it. Probably ruin the car, but what I have visioned for this project is probably gonna be a little out of the norm. I like doing something a little different. So this is the first step, guys. Paint and body is 100% done. Do a little walk around again. Next video, what I have in mind, all the OEM stuff, all the windows, the moldings, the emblems, the seals, the lip, side skirts, wing, lights, everything that I have that I removed from the vehicle, dash, center console, door panels, things like that. I'm gonna start making the car look like a car again. I stripped the car out bare, so it could be painted properly, and that step's already done. Now I could actually have some fun and start piecing what I have in mind. Subscribe, click the notification bell, and support. If you want to see a Type R back on the road that goes to shows, that race on the streets, that goes to the track, that's fully functional and not just a garage clean, you will not be disappointed. I have a lot more planned, not only just the Type R, but also the S2000. S2000's motor seems like it's hurt, so like I said, I'm gonna put the F22 engine that I have here. I got the S2000 running. Pop that motor in there, because if you know that racing channel, it's a pretty big YouTube channel. They're local to Miami, and they host a invitational at Palm Beach International Raceway, and they actually invited me to their event. So I think putting that motor in, getting it ready, probably getting a little bit more power out of it, taking it to the event will be great exposure for the channel, and it'll also be a good time, and I'll have fun just driving the car again, racing whatever they have there, and just have a good showing. I have a lot of work ahead of me. A lot of work. Between the S2000 and the Type R, I have to balance what I could do with what I have. But one of my favorite things to do is building cars, and that's what I put myself into. So look out for the next video that will be dropped. Time for the build process to begin. LO out.